Hey there friends, thanks for checking in. Here's my FNS 9C. I love this gun and I know that I'm going to hang on to it for a long time. Guns are not a one size fits all, meaning what works for one person may not work for another. So I identified 7 guns that throughout the years I just had to get rid of for one reason or another. Let's check it out. The first handgun I was happy to get rid of was the Sig Sauer P226 DAK. I love the P226 models, but the DAK, which stands for Double Action Kellerman, has 2 separate trigger resets in double action. One is lighter, the other one is quite a bit heavier, and both are double action trigger pulls. I never quite settled into it. Many law enforcement officers used this at one time, but Sig Sauer is not even making the DAK models anymore. So I didn't like it. I didn't care for it. I never quite settled into it. I get the impression many other people didn't either, which is why Sig Sauer does not make the DAK models anymore. Next was the KelTec P11. I owned this gun many years ago, over 10 years ago, and at that time KelTec claimed that this was the smallest and lightest double stack 9mm available, and ergonomically it was fine. I couldn't hit my target with it, and the rear sight kept shifting off to the right or to the left. As much as I tried to tighten that up, it didn't quite work for me. I could hit my target with a couple shots and then I would be way off, and then it was ammo finicky. Once I put some reloads in there, the gun jammed up and I had to clean out all the internals deeper than a simple field strip, and I realized that this is not the gun for me and I need to get rid of the KelTec P11. I love Walther handguns, but the original CCP concealed carry pistol had a very gritty trigger and a difficult disassemble process. It required a tool, and it just wasn't for me. Now, I will say Walther improved the CCP with the M2 model. They addressed all the issues that people did not like with the original CCP, and I actually like that gun quite a bit, but the original didn't work for me. I owned it just for a short while. I needed to get rid of it because I just couldn't settle into it. When Ruger first introduced the LC9, it was a big deal. Many people were excited about it. They came out with a single stack 9mm handgun, excellent size, weight, and decent capacity, but that double action trigger was long and heavy, hard to stay on target. They had since come out with the LC9S, which was a striker-fired model, same size and weight, much improved by Ruger, welcomed with open arms because I wasn't the only one. Many people had trouble with the original LC9, and personally, I was happy to move away from it. This one may surprise you because I admire the Smith & Wesson 442. It's a lightweight, snub-nosed revolver that can fire .38 Special plus P. It just wasn't for me as an EDC. I like it. I know a lot of people pocket carry it. I just didn't put the time and energy into practicing with it. Therefore, I wasn't proficient with it. That revolver deserves to be in the hands of somebody who's going to appreciate it more than I did. So I made a trade. Both people were very happy with it, and I needed to move away from that. The other person really wanted that gun. It was a good situation for both people. A while back, I was happy to get my hands on the Sig Sauer P290 RS. It was small, it was lightweight, it was a bit stocky, but it didn't cost too much, and I thought that it would make a good backup gun. But much like the Ruger LC9, I took it to the range, and that long double action trigger pull was too much for me to stay on target. I wasn't that good with it, and the double taps weren't that quick, and so I decided to move away from it. Sig Sauer actually moved away from it as well. They don't make it anymore, and so I think there are better options out there, and I think Sig agreed because they came out with some better single stack 9mm. Many years ago, I reviewed the Smith & Wesson Sigma, and the review was not very glowing, and I took a lot of hate for that. People said I didn't give the gun the credit that it deserved, but it didn't work for me. I literally sold it a week or two after I picked it up. Now, I will give Smith credit because they came out with the SD9 VE, much improved budget pistol that they're offering now. Many people love that gun. I have no problem at all with that gun, but that Sigma did not work for me, and I was happy to move away from it. Those are my 7 choices of what I decided to get rid of. I'm sure there are more. What I want to know is, what are some of the guns that you were excited to get, but then after a while you realized you needed to get rid of that gun. It just didn't work for you. If you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.